Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How is everybody doing this wonderful, fine, beautiful afternoon? This is yet another podcast, Panda's Corner. This week's topic is going to be pre-order versus early access. What's better? What do you do? What do you support? Do you support the pre-order? Do you support the early access and get access to it before anybody else, even though you know that the game may not be finished? Well, we're joined today with Mr. Biggie Arg himself, Liddy, and of course, as the same as we had last week, we also had Mr. Masca Beast himself. Hello, gentlemen. How is everybody doing this wonderful, fine day?
I'm doing good.
Arg.
Try to do it.
Arg.
Pretty good.
Awesome. As you guys noticed, this week we have gone full tech. We have actually got cameras on everybody today, which is actually pretty damn awesome in and of itself, which is actually pretty awesome. What do you guys think about this new amazing technology we call webcams? No, you guys aren't? Okay.
That's fantastic.
Looks beautiful.
It looks beautiful. It's beautiful.
Seems like I got a much better webcam than the last time we tried to do this.
That's right. There you go.
So
All right, well,
this
let's
should
just jump
definitely
right
go
into
a
it.
lot better.
Let's just jump right into the topic this week. You guys had no idea what the topic was until literally minutes ago, which is awesome. Pre-order versus early access. I'm going to start off with Liddy, which is our free-to-play resident expert, I guess you could say it. So what do you usually do? Do you usually go pre-order, or do you usually go with the early access? And what's your opinion on it?
So normally, early access is for like the indie title, pre-ordering is for like, big AAA title. But I prefer early access because depending on the developer, they will listen to us, and we also they'll listen to our feedback most of the time, and we can play what we're paying for. We're not just like hoping, like on Kickstarter. That sounds weird. We're not just hoping that we're gonna get a product. You're getting to see exactly what you're paying for at that current moment.
All right, let's sort over to Masca Beast. What's your thoughts on it? Pre-order versus early access.
I don't really like the early access sort of style because it's the bare bones of the game, basically. I'd rather wait and do the pre-order and then play the game when it comes out.
So you're a
I've done
pre-order
few
kind of
early
guy.
Accesses and, yeah, I'm a pre-order kind of guy. I've done a few early ones and I didn't like them. I thought, no, this is crazy.
You're just going to wait until the game fully comes out.
Too much. Yeah, fully comes out and then, jump in on it.
All right, there you go. All right, going over to Mr. Arg himself. What's your thoughts? Same question.
All right, what I would say is pre-ordering games such as Call of Duty and stuff like that, you know the game. You know what to expect out of these games.
Sure.
I think that's a good thing for those games. But for new games such as The Forest and such, where you can play the game before it actually comes out, I think that's a better system for the newer titles. That way you get a feel for it to say, all right, I really like this game. I can invest more money into this game.
All right. Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little bit here. I'm gonna throw this out there. A lot of people may or may not know this. If you're watching this on YouTube later on, or if you're watching this live here on Hitbox, in the chats, I know you guys probably have your chats open or whatever else it may be. If you're live, that's great. If not, that's fine. But there was a game called Cube World. Everybody knows of it. Everybody has heard of it. The whole 9 yards. It was an early access game. People had the ability to jump in on it, get into the alpha, get into whatever else it may be. The game didn't go anywhere. The guy took his money and ran. Now, let's go with a different game. Now, is that a good thing? Did that wreck it for everybody? I'm never going to buy pre-order again, or not pre-order, but I'm never going to get into early access because of that game. Then you go ahead and you look at another game called 7 Days to Die. 7 Days to Die was a game that was done exceptionally well on Kickstarter, had high hopes the whole 9 yards, and then it bombed really, really quickly. Nobody wanted to play the game. Everybody hated the game the whole 9 yards. And the community, like Liddy said, it's really good for early access because the community can get involved and say, No, we need this done, we need this done, we need this done. Now the game is actually pretty damn decent. Does that change your mind when it comes to early access? Because you know if it's a pre-order, you've got no say in what happens to the game. You're pre-ordering the game. You know you're going to get it, but it's already done. The game's established. It's already there. You've got no say. If the game is crap, i.e. Titanfall, complete crap, in my opinion. This is obviously my opinion. You may be sharing the same thing at home if you're watching this on YouTube. But, in my opinion, I think that Titanfall, way too much hype, pre-ordered it, and it died very, very quickly. Now the game's already out. You can't say anything about it. They're not going to change it. It's already done. Where if you were to pre-order something like 7 Days to Die, well, it wouldn't be a pre-order. It would be an early access. You can go ahead and you can mold the game. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Who you want?
Wow.
Whoever, somebody throw it out there. Liddy, I know you made the point,
take
so
Like trying to think about it for a second.
Yeah, that's a lot to
literally,
take in. We gotta
for
think
those
about
people
it.
that are wondering,
You
and
see
they're
the
going to get
smoke
this on
just
YouTube
rolling
later
out
on.
Out our ears.
Well, the thing is that
Wow.
Liddy just woke up, ladies and gentlemen. He literally just woke up to get into on this podcast. So if he's yawning in the cast, if he has no idea what day or week it is, that's the reason. So don't worry about that. I know we're gonna get comments about that later on, but it's all good. So let's let Liddy wake up a little bit. We're gonna go over to let's go Maskatuck or Maska Beast. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think that pre-ordering is better because you know it's a full release game, it's already out, or is it going to be for you? I know you already kind of made a point there, but now that you've heard my end of the things, what's your thoughts?
I guess, I mean, in some ways, I'll agree that early access is probably good because it does give you a bit of a chance to sort of form the game. Which has happened with a couple of the games I guess I've played.
Such as what? Give me some examples.
Accesses and betas through let's see, Neverwinter. I beta tested that.
Sure.
Which is you can consider as early access. I beta tested that one.
Sure.
Forsaken World, which is also a Perfect World Entertainment game. I did that one. I beta tested that one. I mean, pretty much every game that Perfect World has put out, I beta tested it. And now they just send me when they're putting out a new game, they'll just send me the beta key to say, here's your key, get in.
Sure. Now, are you able to, because that brings up an interesting point. I mean, can we consider early access now as alpha, beta, whatever else it may be? Can we consider it being that? Because if that's the case, then...
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay, then let's
It's
put all that
early
into
access
one.
to the game.
Yeah, let's put that all into one. Do you think, because you've had experience with Perfect World, I have as well. I've worked with them countless number of times. Do they listen to the community, or are they just going to say, you know what, let's just go ahead and put it out and let's just see what happens? As opposed to, let's say that you had to pre-order. Let's say you had to pre-order Neverwinter. It's already done. You just have to pre-order it and then you get the game. What would you have preferred?
For Neverwinter, well, I'm kind of glad I beta tested it because I did have some feedback to throw at them, change a little bit.
And did they change? Did they go
did
based on the opinion?
They did, to a certain point. They didn't go quite as far as I think they should have, but they did do a little bit of it to make it a little bit better than what it was.
Okay.
And now it's a pretty damn good game because lots of people threw them feedback and they've taken bits and pieces of it and formed the game from that and made it a much better game than what it was.
So early access. Let's just go with this. Let's go this way then. I might bring this over to Biggie. Early access versus obviously pre-order. Pre-order is a final stage. That's it. Game over. It's done. There's nothing you can do to change it. Early access gives you the freedom to do whatever the heck you want. Now I think you're seeing this right now in Arcade. And we're going to bring this back. We talked about it last week as well, but I think we can go ahead and bring it in this way. I got into Arcade during the alpha stages. We got to form and mold and change the game a little bit, but you also got to see a little bit of that during the open game. It's live now. Anybody can get in on it. It's free to play, but people can get in on it now, and we have even formed the game, even though it's out now.
That's it.
So what's your thought? Like, have you had any experience with pre-orders versus early access or beta or alpha, whatever you want to title it as?
I'm going to say that that some games are best left to pre-orders. Like
examples,
like Ursul says, you can't put them in the same category. Call of Duty's, Battlefields, they're not going to listen to your opinion. They really don't care about your opinion. Like, they're going to put that game out because it's such a big game. But games like, Rust and 7 Days to Die, like those type of games, you played them early, you had a chance to make them better. Now they're a better game than they were when they first come out.
Sure.
So it helped those game companies in those situations. But the bigger game companies, they really don't care what you have to say. They're like, that's fine and good, but we can change that when we put it out. You're going to pay the $60 whether you want to or not. We're just going to make you pay it. So.
Okay. Now, with the hefty price tag
cents.
that these pre-order, I'm going to talk about pre-orders here for a second. $5 is usually what it costs. You get a pre-order, $5. You go to your GameStop or whatever else it may be. You throw down the $5. Do you think that with that $5 that's being put down, that it should secure you with a copy? Yes, we all know that. Yeah, you put $5, you're going to secure you the copy. But do you think that because you've pre-ordered the game, because obviously they want you to pre-order it because they want to start funding the game right away. Do you think that if you put down that $5, that you should have some type of say of what happens when it comes to DLC, when it comes to all that other kind of stuff? Or do you think, no, I'm just putting $5 down because I just want to save a copy for myself. I could care less what happens to the game. I just want the game. I'll open that up to anybody that wants to talk about
it. At that point. Yeah, I say at that point, you're saying whatever happens with the game, that's what you're going to get. Because, say, I put $5 down on a bunch of games, like, the Battlefields and such. We knew what game we was getting. We said, all right, they're going to put out a game, and we're going to play that game, and we're going to complain about that game, playing it, but they're going to be like, well, I paid, I expected, to get some bugs, and then they normally fix them. But with the pre-releases, I like that you had the time to say, maybe you could do something with this. And sometimes they take your opinion, and sometimes they throw your opinion out the window and say, well, you're not a majority. We really don't care about what you have to say.
Sure. That's an interesting point. Maska, what's your thoughts on Biggie's?
If a large enough amount of people complain about the same thing, then they're going to fix it.
Sure.
And Archage is a prime example of that. Enough people complained about the fact that they were sitting in waiting lines when that game first went live, we'll say.
Oh, yeah.
For 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours before they could even get in to do anything in the game. Enough people complained they did something about it. Because they would have started losing people if they didn't. The only thing they haven't fixed is the starter packs, but that's another category, but okay.
Absolutely. Liddy, your discussion on it here. I think you've had time to wake up here. What's your thoughts on this whole entire topic here?
All right, so I'm gonna kind of go somewhat back to where Biggie and Maska, Beast, Tuck, whatever you want to go by right now, we're talking about. So if I were to back or pre-order, I normally back games more than I pre-order.
Okay, and why? That's interesting. That's interesting. Why do you choose to back games?
One, because if I knew who's making the game, usually they blatantly say if there's someone known within a community, whether it be at the Half-Life 2 modding community, the old Quake 3, any type of community really that has to do with video game making, or even outside of video game making, the film industry, the music industry. If you have people like that working on something and then the credibility's behind it, I feel safer, I don't know, putting $15 down rather than putting $5 down than paying $55 more just to play something I might play for an hour.
Huh. Interesting.
That's my
now.
thoughts.
I'm going to throw this out there then, and then let's talk about the early access, alpha, beta, whatever you want to call it. If you guys put down, let's just use the example of $15. Let's not talk about the fact that some people pay $100 or $200 or $300 to get into alpha. Let's forget about that altogether. Let's just talk about those people that put down $15, whether it's a Kickstarter, whether it's an early access, whether it's a beta, whatever the hell they're calling it nowadays to get you to give them your money. They want your money. They're going to say whatever the hell they have to say to get your money. What's your guys' thoughts on, okay, this game's coming out, I'm going to put down $15 because, A, I want to have access to it. Number two, I want to be the first. I want to be able to say that I'm the first to do that. Aren't you guys just a little bit frightened or scared at the fact that that game may never even come out? I.e. the example of Cube World. Yes, it came out, but they did nothing with it. They made over $1 million on that game, and the game still hasn't done anything with it. Thoughts? Anybody, jump on it.
I gotta say that I'm not too scared. It's most of the time for those $10, $15 games, that's $10, $15 you're paying for something that, yeah, you could get or you couldn't get, but it's not nearly as much as paying $60 in my mind to get, like, you know, a AAA title that could be really, really bad, or be bug-filled like Battlefield 4 was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Biggie, you're agreeing with this, so
Yeah,
let's hear your thoughts on this. Then, are you afraid of putting down $15, knowing that the game may never come out, or would you just say the hell with it? I'm going to pay $60 and risk my $60 and get a game that I know good publishers are putting this game out and it should be good. If it's not, well, I just lost $60. Who cares?
That's right.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, you're taking a risk either way. You're taking a risk either way you go. I put $60 down for Battlefield 4. I still have it in the package. Okay, because I played it on the PC.
Okay.
So for the Xbox One, it's still sitting in the package. I haven't opened the game because I know it was a crap game when it come out. But I made the mistake of buying it, pre-ordering it. So I don't have a bad problem with putting $15 down on a game, you know, especially like the indie titles and stuff, because I know what to expect. I know it's not going to be the greatest of game, but sometimes those games surprise you, like Minecraft did, you know, back in the day.
Well, yeah, there's that. Yeah, let's talk about. Let's talk about that in just a second. Maska Beast, sir, what's your thoughts on it? Are you afraid of putting down $15, $20, whatever, to get into an early access, alpha, beta, whatever you want to call it? Or are you just saying, the hell with it, I want access to this game today, so give me my game, here's your $15?
Depending on the game, yeah, I would say I want access to this game today, here's your $15 and let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
And there are certain games that I have done that for.
Like which games?
Because it is a game that I really wanted to get into. Star Wars
was
one of them. I paid to go into beta for Star Wars.
All right.
Because that was a game that I watched enough and read enough stuff on that I wanted to get into, and I thought it was going to be a fantastic game, and it has turned out to be a really good game. I just don't like their free-to-play model.
Sure.
That's the only thing that really holds me back from playing it a lot.
Yeah, and if you guys want to hear about the
worst ones I've seen.
Yeah, if you guys want to hear about the free-to-play debate that we had last week, make sure you go ahead and take a look at the links in the description here on YouTube. If you're watching this on Hitbox, just have to type in !podcast. So let's go talk, and this will be the last thing that I want to leave off with. Are you guys upset? Because Biggie said Minecraft. I have to bring this topic up. Minecraft was one of those games, right? People could get in on it. People had to pay to get in on it. It was one price, and then when they finally released the game, it was a higher price, whatever else it may be. Yada yada yada, this, that, and everything else. So are you guys upset that the game was such simple, it was simplistic, it was made by one man and his company, little indie company, and now the company it exists, but it was sold off to a multi-billion-dollar corporation, as we all know, Microsoft. They sold it for $2.5 billion. Give me your thoughts on it. Do you care? Are you upset the fact that it was sold? What's your guys' thoughts on that? Really, really quickly, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get your guys' topics for next week. I want to know your guys' thoughts on that. So, Biggie, we'll go to you first.
Am I upset that Minecraft sold to Microsoft?
For $2.5 billion, even though now that it's a multi-billion-dollar company.
That's a dream of every game designer, right? To sell your product to a bigger game designer. Like, you know, they want to make that money. But now I think Microsoft is going to take it and go to a whole nother level with it. Like, it could be a better game now that a bigger company has it, really.
Interesting.
But they could also totally screw it up. I mean, let's be honest. They could totally screw that game up and make everything pay. You know, we're going to make you pay for everything that we want to put into the game. Like, they could do that. But we got to leave it in their hands, saying that hopefully Microsoft, being such a big company, they're going to do better with the game. We're notching them and had the resources to do that.
Interesting. Do you guys have any thoughts on it, Maska Beast or Liddy?
This is built. This is Bill Gates we're talking about, the guy that started the 2000 scare, told everybody that their computers were going to go all nuts, and charged companies billions of dollars to fix their computers. Just bought a $1 billion game. He's going to screw it up because that's what Bill Gates likes to do.
We'll throw it off at that. We'll leave it on that. I don't want to have a debate about it.
We won't get into that.
I don't want to have a debate on it, but maybe let us know in the comments about it what your guys' thoughts are on that. Liddy, what's your thoughts?
Personally, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Liddy,
Welcome
thoughts?
to business. That's my thoughts.
Welcome to business. There it is.
Welcome to business.
Welcome to business. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to conclude that off. This has been week number 2, but week number 3, let's get some topics here. Let's go with Mr. Biggie Arg. What is your topic for next week, or what would you like to see next week? As you guys know, I didn't take you guys' topics from this week, but that don't mean anything. Maybe I might, maybe I won't.
Exactly.
You never know.
That's why I'm going with the same one: console versus PC game.
Console versus
It's gonna be easy,
PC.
man.
Console
I'm glad I'm
versus
first.
PC
Suck it,
gaming.
Maska.
Console versus PC gaming. Come on, lady, get in there.
Okay, I'll get in the console versus PC gaming.
You guys really want to
We
see
need it.
console versus PC game? Let us know in the comments section
It's gonna
below.
cause so much anger.
It is. Let us know in the comment section below if you're watching this on YouTube. Thank you for those people that were joining us here. We're going to go ahead and end it off at that. Thank you guys so much. This has been week number 2. If you haven't already, go on over and check out Biggie Arg. He's live here on Hitbox. Mr. Maska Beast, go to Maskatuck here on Hitbox. And, of course, Liddy as well. They're all partnered by the same company at pandacolive.com. You can go on over and check that out. All the links will be in the description. We are going to go ahead and say goodbye to you, Mr. Biggie. See you later, sir. It's been real.
See you later, dude.
All right, Maska Beast, take it easy, brother. And Liddy, of course, try to wake up, get some coffee in you,
Take
sir.
it easy, buddy.
Do what you got to do. We'll see you guys next
the
week.
cop-
We'll see you guys later. So that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much. Peace out. Take it easy.